Man, let me tell you something now. This next guy, man, he's got ice in his veins now. And if you don't believe it now, you just wait, man. The best is yet to come, 18. Here we go.
Second down, a fake, a boot. Williams running. Caleb Williams into the end zone. Did he stay in bounds? Still no signal. Now they say yeah.
Hell yeah! Bring it on in, gentlemen! Come on. Good, better, bad! Good, better, bad! Never let it rest! Never let it rest! Good gets better! Good gets better! You better get better! You better get better! Bears on 3, 1, 2, 3,
All right, welcome to the DadBodSportsCard podcast. This is episode 12. Tonight, we're going to start a little bit different. Tonight's Wednesday night, so yesterday was Veterans Day, so I got my Veterans Day gear on from UVA. Last week, I wore my Chicago Bears salute to service thing. But we're going to start off with a more serious topic to start off the show. Last week, Marshawn Kneeland committed suicide. He was the 24-year-old linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. And what my son informed me on in the pre-show was that Dak Prescott's brother also committed suicide. So Dak Prescott's like a huge advocate for mental health and suicide prevention. So we're going to talk a little bit about that for anybody that is struggling, and especially because mostly men is related to sports. But I know we have at least one female listener, Chloe. But like most of the time, men in sports, they don't want to talk about mental health. They don't want to talk about any issues that they're going on. But if anybody, even if you're a veteran as well, there is a national hotline number. It is 988. So on your phone, all you got to hit is 988, and then you could talk to someone with some of the mental health issues that you might be going through. And I shouldn't say issues, because issues makes it sound like it's a bad thing. It's not. Everybody's going through something. If you're a veteran, you can dial 988 and then you press 1, and then that'll be, and that's all. That's 24/7. Any time of the day, you will speak to a live person to talk about anything that you're going through. But I'll start off with my own personal experience and some things that I've witnessed as being a veteran and being part of the military background in that world. I am a huge mental health advocate. I am on medication. I am on Xanax and I'm on Zoloft. And for years I wasn't. I didn't have a lot of the stuff that I was going through. I didn't realize I was going through it. I guess I did have depression, but I didn't know it at the time. My current wife now had told me like, hey, you need to talk to your doctor about, getting on meds, because I had a short temper. Aaron knows, like, I used to lose my shit all the time. But it wasn't like, and then I started getting anxiety as I got older. Now I don't think anything that I have now was caused by the military, because I would never deployed or anything. I just went to Korea for 15 months. And then the rest I was stateside, but I never deployed to Iraq or Afghanistan or anything. So I don't think I have anxiety issues or depression issues from the military. Anxiety, I didn't start getting anxiety until my youngest son was born, Jordan. When he cried when he was younger, it used to irk the shit out of me. It didn't make sense, because I have 4 of my own kids, and we're a blended family. I got one stepchild. But with all 4 of my kids, the other 3, when they cried, it never bothered me. But my last one, Jordan, when he cried, it used to irk the shit out of me. I used to have to leave the room. And then that's when I started talking to my doctor. And my doctor's like, well, postpartum, you usually hear women getting, but I guess lately men can get it. And it caused anxiety issues with me. So I've been on, I'm on Xanax as needed. But I'm on Zoloft, which helps out a lot. So since then, I don't have, I'll still get angry, but it's not as often, and I don't have the big blow-ups like I used to. Aaron's smiling there because he knows, because I used to lose my shit. Every now and then I'll lose my shit now, but but it takes a lot. I will say, like, when you are on Zoloft, and it's all about finding the right medication for you. Zoloft side effects with me is, I mean, it completely numbs me. Like, I don't feel shit. So there's times when like something could be like I mean, I shouldn't say I shouldn't feel shit because I'm on Zoloft now, and when I watch the Bears game,
Yeah, I was about to say,
I
when
have a
you
lot
watch
of
the
fucking
Bears.
emotions. I have a lot of emotions. So it doesn't stop it towards that, but like other things towards family, it does prevent me from my blowups. Now I will say, I do want to talk about PTSD a little bit, because I was in the military, and then I always thought PTSD was kind of a thing people just say just to get more on their VA disability and everything. But I started witnessing it, and one of my good buddies that I worked with for a long time, I was with him in the Army, and then I was a contractor with him at Fort Gordon. Well, actually, no, I was in the Army with him at Fort Gordon, and then he became a contractor up here before he retired. Um, and he was in Iraq, and he was around like IEDs and everything. And I believe one of his Humvees got struck by an IED. So as I got older with him, I started seeing more and more things about, like, started making me believe in PTSD. And now I'm a firm believer in PTSD because of him. Because whenever we were in the car and we would drive underneath a bridge, he would get a little antsy because he couldn't go, because when he was in Iraq, on those routes, when you go underneath bridges and everything, like, there could potentially be an IED or something. And so even today, when he drives under a bridge, it still irks him. If he sees trash on the side of the road while he's driving, because there was a lot of debris on the field in Iraq where he was at, and the bad guys would put a ton of IEDs in the debris on the side of the road, so that would irk him. And he also had a hard time if he was in a crowd full of people, he would get a little antsy. And that's all based on his experience in the military. Again, I didn't experience that, so it was hard for me to understand. But once I started seeing it with him, like, I became a true believer. And then I started seeing it in other people too. I think I was just more focused on it, and listening to, a couple friends of mine that had PTSD that started taking it seriously, because they didn't take it seriously either at first. We do have a family member that he can't hear babies crying because he was put in a box during SEER training, and they would put, I don't know why you're smiling, Aaron, but he was,
I know who you're talking about.
They put him in a box during SEER training, because he was a special forces pilot, and in case we got captured, they had, SEER training trains you on how, like, if you get captured, and on how to prepare as best as you can to getting tortured or any kind of hostage situation. So they used to play crying babies and other things while he was in that box for days on at a time. So I remember when Aaron and Brianna were born, whenever they would cry, he would have to leave the room because it brought back memories of his training and everything. Thankfully, when he was active duty, to my knowledge, because it's, to my knowledge, nothing ever happened to him. If it did, and if he didn't tell us, it's probably because it's classified, so I don't know. But those are my personal experiences and what I've gone through. I mean, I'll let Aaron speak on it too, because I'm pretty sure he'll bring it up. I don't want to say it for him because, like, your mental health is your own personal thing. But again, yes, we are talking about mental health, and it's okay. I mean, it sounds so cliche now because Jelly Roll says it all the time. He's like, it's okay to not feel okay. Just talk to someone. One of the reasons doing this podcast, like, it helps me, like, keep my mind keeping focused. Like, before I did this whole sports card thing, I ran for school board, kept my mind focused on other things rather than the daily shit of life, right? So my mind always, and then now, because I lost school board, like, I dove into the sports card area, and then I met Flint and everything. And Flint, this isn't the first time Flint talked about, like, hey, we should bring up mental health, because it is a huge thing, especially for men. And I'm glad it's more awareness now. I know I'm talking a lot, but, like, when I first joined the Army, it wasn't good to talk about your mental health because they say you could lose your clearance. So that was like the mentality of the Army. Now I still work with the Army as a contractor, so I see how everything has changed for the better on the mental health. The military itself is being advocates for mental health. They're not putting that stigma of, hey, if you go to talk to a mental health professional, you're not going to lose your clearance. They don't bring that up anymore, or at least I haven't heard it for a long time. So, and I do see mental health posters around the building that I work at. So they are making more awareness of it. The military has done a good job, probably the past 5 or 6 years on, because I think the veterans lead like the suicide rate. There's way too many veterans that commit suicide and everything. And now we're starting to see it. I mean, we're seeing it with athletes because potentially it could be because of CTE. There's a lot of athletes. Junior Seau was another one who took a shotgun to his chest because he wanted them to study his brain to see, about CTE. The guy that shot up the NFL headquarters in New York, but shot some other office building or whatever. I don't know if he got confused or whatever, but he was saying he had CTE because he was a former player and all that. But that'll be it for what I talk about. And in the comments, if anybody has questions about anything, feel free to answer. I'm an open book. I'll let Aaron go next. Talk about his situation, what he wants to talk about. So I don't want to speak for him. So go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, I've always had anxiety troubles. Like you can probably remember ever since I was just little, I would always just get super frustrated super quickly, and I would just throw stuff. I would get super mad.
Yeah, and multiple times I would have to rebuy him Xbox controllers because he'll throw it across the room. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like that, and then I got on Zoloft this summer, and it's helped out a lot. I don't yell as much. I don't hit stuff as much. I don't throw my controllers anymore. So
yeah, I can hear the difference. He's upstairs. I can hear the difference when he gets pissed off. I don't hear anything anymore. Whereas before, he'll be banging shit up there. I had to buy him one of those punching bag things for his desk.
And it doesn't work anymore.
And it doesn't, but he doesn't need it anymore, which is good.
I broke that one after the Georgia-Alabama game last year.
Yeah. So, so I mean, think about it. Aaron had mental health issues with his anxiety, and I wasn't on anything. So I used to get pissed at him for breaking his controller. So it was just it was a back and forth.
Yeah.
It's hey, what the fuck are you doing? Quit breaking your controller. Because I never got angry over video games. I've had plenty of buddies that got angry over video games, but I'm not one of those type of people that gets angry over video games. But my son is, but it's been a lot better now that he's on Zoloft. Did you have anything else, Aaron, that you wanted to share?
No, I didn't have anything
okay.
else to say.
All right, Flint, all you, buddy.
I mean, I wasn't in the military, but my brother was, and I know he's probably dealt with some stuff, I haven't really pushed that issue. Because that is sensitive,
Yeah.
But, I mean, as men, I think a lot of us don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Because we feel like it's weakening, to talk about it. Yeah. And I think, I know I've gone through stuff, and maybe I haven't been open about it, but I've gone through pretty, I would say I've gone through stuff that I don't like to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also have gotten through it just trying to, not with any medication, but it could have went worse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And maybe talking to people, having good friends behind me, and getting through them dark, times.
Yeah.
That you feel like it's just going downhill. But, I mean, I think a lot of men go through that, but they don't know how to talk to their friends, or, they think they're alone. You're not alone.
Right.
You're not. Because we all, as men, I think there's a lot of weight on our shoulders to be men.
Yeah. You're the provider, You're the person who has to have like all the answers and everything.
Yep.
You know, like the moms and the wives are the one that takes care of the kids, and we take care of everything else, like, you know, financially and everything. And that weighs in on a lot, you know, on men in general, right? Because you're like, well, if you're going through some hard times or you're going through a dark period, there's so like, and I'm not going to sit here and tell you that medication and therapy, like medication and therapy, you should combine. That is the right way to do it. But I think we all don't necessarily always do the right thing, right? So like when you're in that dark period, you could go through alcohol, or you could go through like I guess like, because when I had it when I was in Korea, like I went through a little party phase. Like I'd be fucking drunk every night, and I'm not a big time drinker, but I would drink just because that was the thing to do there. And then, you know, you don't feel anything, you go numb, you know, through alcohol. And I'm not saying that's the right way to do it, but you're gonna learn on your own. You have to go through the shit that you're going through, and, you know, do it how you think. But then eventually, if you have to, go through the medication and therapy. I'm a parent of 5 now, so I'm not in Korea anymore. So I had to go the medication route, and I didn't like every night. Like my therapy is other things, right? So like this podcast is pretty much therapy for me, or selling sports cards is therapy. Sports in general is therapy for me. As long as I'm not watching the Bears, then
I was gonna say,
yeah.
Without the Bears.
I mean, even the chat
or the Bulls,
even our group text, like you'll see, like if my Bears are losing, I get angry in there and I start fucking like Arkek, your target,
total meltdown.
Yeah, Dom,
total
your
meltdown.
target because you're a White Sox fan. So I will find the thing I hate about you, and then I will put it in chat, like I will put it in the text. But everybody's going to go through a dark period. And like what Flint says, it's okay to talk to your buddies about it. And I know, like, I mean, I'm just going to fucking say it. Yeah, it sounds like, hey, it sounds kind of like fucking gay if you go to a buddy and be like, hey, man, like I'm kind of struggling mentally. But you got to get past all of that. You got to get past that shit. You got to have a good support group. Like I feel like I can text or call Flint and talk to him about things if I have to. Like he's one of my guys that I feel like I talk. Aaron's old enough now that I could probably talk to him about things, you know, now that he's 18. And now that he's been exposed to like some of the stuff that in the family that has happened. So like he's a grown up now. But like I have other friends too. And then, you know, also if you're lucky, like your wife is also someone that you can talk to and everything. I know not everybody has that. You might have a wife, but you might not be able to talk to them about those certain things, and vice versa. Like, you know, them too. Ideally it would be great if you could talk to your spouse about it, but some of this stuff that we go through is tough, and it is hard to talk about it. And like what Flynn is saying is like, it's okay to talk to somebody about it, someone that you trust. Or sometimes it's easier to talk to someone that you don't really know, like a therapist. And that way you can just, because you don't feel like you will get judged by them, you know, because they don't know you to a level like a best friend or your wife would, or, you know, or other spouse, or, you know, like an Arkek's life, like, you know, his life partner, like another dude. So, you know, like and
Jack's gonna be like, what?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What?
No, I'm just kidding. He likes female perfume sprayed on female socks. So that's what the word on the street is.
He's a feet guy.
But yeah, Flint, I'll let you finish up. I'm sorry, I kind of took over there, but
no, you're good. Yeah. Like you pretty much said it perfect, and that's like, find you if you don't want to go, like if you don't think it's severe as like with medication and with therapy, talk to someone, like talk to your friend, or you know, like you said, because even talking to someone and getting some stuff off your chest, it can make a huge
it can go a long way. Yep.
Yeah.
So I get a little bit of relief, letting that stress out. Now, all three of us, we are not mental health professionals, but so I will say, if you are if you are hurting yourself, or if you're drinking every night and blacking out, just to take the pain away of whatever it is you're going through, definitely seek help, because that path is eventually going to lead to worse things. So if you are at that point where you are hurting yourself in any kind of way, like physically or even through drug abuse or alcohol abuse. Now, if you
And
get,
I don't,
yeah, yes,
I don't drink every
now,
day.
this is a great thing because we do know that Flint loves to drink the Modelo, and I have
Yeah.
video of him on his last stream, which I will probably put up here that way everybody could see. But he's not doing it. He's not doing it every day where he's getting blacked out drunk, all right, and
Nope.
waking up with a sore butt. He's not doing that every day. He's just doing that for fun on the weekends. And, but on a serious
On a
note,
Wednesday.
if you're doing it every day to take the pain away, definitely speak to somebody. Again, 988 is that number. It's 3 numbers. If you're a veteran, also press 1. I've never called it, so I don't know. I could just tell you, and I'll put up on the screen too. 988. Just call it. That's my son told me that it used to be an 800 number, but they lessened it to 988. That way, it's easier to remember for people. That way, they don't have to try to search for it or something like that. But I didn't learn 988 until last year. So you called it
tell
before?
ya, no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
I haven't. But I've seen like a cop video, right, of a cop pulling a veteran over, and he was going through it all, right, and he was on the hotline with them at that second, and to see him like pretty much he was at the lowest of low.
Yeah.
And the actual cop was like, let me pat you down real quick. I want to talk to you. And he was like giving him a hug and stuff. It was cool to see that, like the cop was actually a veteran too. So he knew what he was going through.
Yeah.
But to see that, and like you said, like he was on the phone with them in his truck.
Yeah.
But
yeah, and like find, however you got to do it. Like I used to be, I don't really know anything about holistic stuff, but like I was a board member for a veterans group. Like it was holistic outreach for veterans. I just recently, like a couple months ago, left that board because there's just too much to do, along with other things that are going on. But every month at the salon here in town, they will do free holistic stuff for veterans, which is like they'll do Reiki, they'll do hand massages, head massages, sound baths, and like all that stuff might sound weird to you because you're not exposed to it. But if that's one avenue that helps you relax and get you through like the stresses of being a veteran, or even out, like, because that one was open to veterans and their spouses and even their caregivers and everything, because when you have someone in the family, like especially like I'll speak for my family, like if I'm going through some shit and I'm not taking care of it, it affects everyone in the family. Like Aaron will feel it, because he's my son. My wife will feel it. Like all my kids, like it's gonna resonate through around everyone around me, right? So some of those programs that are out there for people isn't just for the person that's struggling, through depression or anxiety. It's also for the family members because they're having to deal with the person who has that issues and he's taking it out on them, or he's causing stresses on their life because of the shit that he's going through and everything, and he's not getting the proper care. So there's a lot of services out there. And it's just, I don't know. It's just look within your community. There could be things out there that you just didn't know because you never looked for it. But there are things in your community that could help. And if not, dial 988 or even hit up our comments. Even like just write something like, "Hey, Bears suck, dude." If that makes you feel better, like I'm all for it. But unless if you're a Green Bay fan, I'm gonna get back at you, and it'll probably make your life worse. And I'm sorry for that, but just don't be a Green Bay fan and do it to me. So, but yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Again, like, all 3 of us are pretty much, I'm sure we'll answer any questions if you guys have any questions. I'm an open book on things. I tend to overshare, which is fine for me because I think you can learn a lot from other people and experiences that they go through. And we're all kind of like in this together, especially in the sports card community. Like the dudes that I've met through this, like, these are good dudes and we all have our own issues. Like, like Flint, he likes drinking on the weekends and waking up with a sore butt. And then we got
Stop. That's so over. People are gonna be like,
Well,
I mean, you should,
no,
you should see his
Is that why
his
you're-
last stream.
whatever.
Is that why you're always like mispronouncing names and everything? 'Cause-
He's having trauma from it. But it can go with anything. Like, I make fun of Flint for him being his fucking skinny ass. But what we might not know, like Flint might be a bulimic. After every meal, he might go to the bathroom and throw up because he weighs 100. He weighs 117 pounds. So
I eat a lot too.
yeah, no,
I eat a ton.
it could be anything. You don't have to be a veteran. You don't have to be degenerate like us. Everybody's going through some shit. Get help. Talk to somebody. I would rather be annoyed with a Green Bay fan heckling me rather than that dude not being around because he didn't have anybody to talk to, right? So Marshawn Nealon, I don't know his situation. I just know he committed suicide. 24 years old, man. I mean, this happens every day in America or even throughout the world. Like younger people, especially after COVID, because we were in isolation and everything, and that's a thing. Even for adults, older people, but that's affected a lot of younger people too. And I mean, Marshawn Nealon, that football. Just when you think like you look at us, right? We're not a professional athlete. We look at professional athletes, like, man, they fucking got it, right? Like they're superstars. They're playing in the NFL. They have all this money, and then you have a 24-year-old.
Money
isn't it? Yeah,
ever.
It isn't everything.
He just scored he just got like his first touchdown.
He just scored his first touchdown. Yeah, you might think he's like high on life because he scored his first touchdown. He plays for the Dallas Cowboys. Like, everybody knows the Cowboys, love them or hate them, but everybody knows who the fuck they are. They know Jerry Jones and them. Yeah. And this dude decided to take his life for whatever reason. And I'm sure there's news reports on what it could be, but it doesn't matter. It's just I wish he had someone, or I wish he would have trusted someone enough, even like a Dak Prescott or a teammate or somebody that could have helped him through that. And then we wouldn't be having this conversation today about, another football player. I know. And again, like brain trauma is a real thing. And it can cause all these depressions or anger and everything. You see a lot of old football players from the 80s, like, they did a lot of crazy shit in the early 2000s, and even now, because of their brain, because it took so many hits and everything. And, there's a lot of, I'm not a medical professional, but there's a lot of things that we can still learn from the brain and try to put people on the right path to hopefully prevent more suicide deaths. All right. Anything else on this topic, guys? Nope. All right. So again, I will put it up on the screen. 988, and then all the information. If you need to talk to someone, it'll be up on the screen during the YouTube podcast and everything. All right, so let's go into week 10. Week 11, we got two teams on bye weeks. It's the Indianapolis Colts. So if you got Jonathan Taylor and Daniel Jones, I'm sorry, but they're out this week. And then we also got the New Orleans Saints, which you have Chris Olave probably, and maybe Kamara, whatever you want to say it. He's going to be out too. But let's go back to week 10. You guys have any week 10 notes? Before you guys start, I will say I was the only one wrong about having the most overrated team. My team, I picked was the Lions, and they ended up beating the Commanders. They shellacked them. Aaron could be right about the Buffalo Bills. Chloe's Dolphins took care of the Bills, and easily, I might add. I get it. I get it. There's a lot of distractions in Miami. But maybe the Buffalo Bills are a little overrated, and maybe me laughing at Aaron and all those people on the TikTok and the socials that have been talking shit to Aaron about it. Like maybe Aaron's not wrong. And then Flint picked Green Bay, and thankfully the Eagles. That game was just awful. But
I turned it off after the first quarter.
I fell asleep watching the game. Like it was so good.
Yeah.
But Green Bay lost. So my overrated team was the only team that ended up winning. You guys got anything else from week 10?
I might retract the Rams being frauds. too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
the
I
Rams
might gotta
and
recheck my
Seahawks.
might gotta check my Patriot statement. They went out, they beat the Bucks, which is
They did.
Yeah.
that was a shocker.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the Patriots to beat the Bucks in Tampa.
Yeah,
And they did. So
Henderson, man.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I know, like
I was gonna say the Rams and Seahawks, like in that division, are pretty good,
and they play each other this week too. Yep.
and they play each other this week. So we'll see. But I mean, to be honest, they're probably both going to be in the playoffs,
Yep.
Oh yeah.
and they're going to be a juggernaut.
Yeah. Oh, I agree because they have offense and defense, both sides.
Yeah,
both those teams.
yeah.
Yep. They're offensive and defensively, like especially Seattle. I know Seattle has like a top 5 defense. The Rams might be there in top 5 because they got a great pass rush. I don't know too much about the corners, but I know they have a really good defensive line.
But Stafford is tearing it
And
up.
Stafford
Yeah.
is tearing it up. And that dude started the season like, oh, he's got a bad back. He might not play this year.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah.
And then now he's
Yeah.
lighting it up. MVP. You know, him and
You know, he's
yeah, go ahead.
him and May are like MVP favorites.
Yep, him and May are
Yeah.
MVP favorites. The only other Week 10 note that I have is that the Bears won. That is 6 out of 7 that they've won. Caleb led the Bears to his 4th game winning. Yeah, just 6-7. Yeah.
6-7.
Caleb led the Bears to his 4th game winning drive this year. And the Bears are probably the hottest team in football and probably one of the best teams in football because they are tied in first place with the Lions. What,
No.
Aaron? What do you got? We're
Well,
tied.
no,
right?
no,
Actually,
after you.
two.
I know
after
we're
you.
number 2
We're
because you
actually
guys
number
beat us.
2
Because you guys beat us,
because
but
we
we're
have
gonna,
the tiebreaker.
but we're gonna beat you in week 18. So we'll see. We'll see. What are you gonna say, Aaron?
No, you can finish because I was going to add on to something.
Oh, I'm just like the Bears are Caleb and the Bears are just lights out right now. We are not playing good football, and we're winning.
No,
We're 6-3.
Yeah.
We are not playing good football, and
I was gonna say
but
you're
Caleb has come up clutch. We have been finding ways to win. Where if you go to last year, we're in these close games last year, but we lose them last year, and it's because of
Yeah.
Eberduce and the coaching, right? And then this year, I mean, I know Flint hates it, but it is the Ben Johnson effect. Like,
no, well, you got a competent coach now.
oh, yeah. I mean that's fair, and he just happens to be like the greatest coach in the history of the NFL. Like to turn this team around.
I would say not that. Don't go that far.
But
Yeah.
but look, and I shared it, and I shared it in our Whatnot NFC Facebook group that the Bears lead the league in big plays. Like they average 8.7 big plays a game, and they also lead the lead in 10 plus yards in rushing big plays. That is huge.
And
That is the Ben Johnson effect.
But that is also because you're coming back from losing too. So you have to take that into account.
Well, yeah, but we have the
Yeah.
big plays. We didn't have those big plays last year.
Well, no, I know, but that's what I mean. Like,
And the
you're
Lions,
down,
well, I
you
guess
gotta get-
so. I guess they call it explosive plays, right? But
Yeah,
Yeah.
explosively.
yeah, so explosive plays. But last year the Lions were like top 5 in explosive plays. They're not top 5 this year. And
Just
you could
right.
be and you could be
Just
right
right.
because they're not really
Just
behind a lot. But like you score 44 points and then you do the Trump dance in the end zone and everything. And
You get punched in the face.
yeah.
You get
Yeah,
punched
you got
in
him. Yeah. Well, he got punched in the face because he did smack somebody in the face or tap him or whatever Flint wants to call it. Amon-Ra did start it. He did do it, and then he got popped in the mouth. But, you know. Oh, and then I saw on the podcast today that Amon-Ra apologized to all the fans about his dance. He said it wasn't political at all. He was just like, if any president was there and the president had a dance, he would have done that dance because it's cool to have a president witnessing a football game, which was the first time in over 40 years that a president
40
went to
years.
went to a football game. So I don't knock Amon-Ra. Like, I'm not a Trump fan, but I'm not going to knock Amon-Ra for doing the Trump
But-
dance because he's entertaining. You know, he's showing
Exactly.
because no matter how much I don't like Trump, he's still the president, and I will always respect that position. So even though I might not like Trump, I will always respect that position and the decisions that they have to make. Like I'm okay to say because I'm like I am a liberal and a Democrat, but because of how both sides have gone so far, like I think I'm in the middle now with like most Americans are, now that we are. So I can sit here and say, yeah, Trump, he does some stupid ass fucking shit, but also that he does some things that do make sense, especially in the military world. I don't know if anybody's following shit like near South America. Like we have our most like our largest aircraft carrier like off the coast of South America right now. And there are reasons for that. And people hate it, but because of my job, I understand why it's there. So I'm, like I could look at both sides. And that's how not to go on a political tangent, but that's what Amonra did wasn't political. He just did it because that was a Trump dance. But you're gonna have people say it's all political. He apologized for it. He didn't want to offend anybody. He was just doing a celebration that Trump doing his little. I don't even know how the dance goes. I just know Trump does this sometimes. And that move is how I got to the U.S. Got my.
Oh my gosh.
Do what you gotta do.
To be honest, it's pretty sad where in this day and age that someone has to apologize to do something like that. Like,
I agree.
Come on.
I agree.
Like, it shouldn't offend anyone. Like, to be honest, it's a dance.
I work with people that are highly conservative. They don't watch football anymore because of the whole Kaepernick thing. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, I get you might not like that what he did, but like, don't boycott football because of it. Like, first of all, football ain't gonna miss you.
And to be honest, like that's what football's all about, is to bring people together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're all watching the same thing to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
It's entertainment, like you said.
It's entertainment. And unfortunately, it's getting into the gambling world, and now they're busting athletes for.
That's wild.
Yeah. So eventually, it's going to hit football. They just hit up baseball. They hit up basketball. Eventually, it's going to hit up football. There's already rumors out there.
Football.
Oh, yeah.
They're already watching.
What you got, Aaron?
Josh Allen is now 0-3 when James Cook doesn't have 100 rushing yards.
I mean, 0-3 is not bad.
And hey, I get
That's
where
every
you're
single
coming.
game where James Cook doesn't have rushing yards.
I get where you're coming from,
yeah.
But to have a winning team too, you kind of have to have your running back to have 100 yards.
You do. Like it, especially when you don't have any other weapons. The Bills don't have any other weapons. They have James Cook and Josh Allen.
But he had two turnovers. So
he fumbled twice
again. Well, no, he had an interception and he fumbled.
Oh, you're talking about Allen, but I know James Cook fumbled too.
Yeah, I know he fumbled once. Yeah,
but
Allen had two turnovers.
Miami Heat.
So.
Yeah, right. Now, since Aaron wants to throw a stat out there, I'll throw a stat about the Bears. The Bears are 0-3 when they score less points than the other team.
Oh wow!
Oh,
yeah.
Hot take.
Right, hot take. Right. But it's only happened 3 times. Twice after the first 2 games. But we're a different team now. So now we're gonna be. Well, we'll get into it. We're gonna be playing Minnesota, and when the Eagles beat the Lions and the Bears beat Minnesota, the Bears are gonna be first place.
Don't doubt the 9. Yeah. Don't doubt the 9.
Oh yeah. Apparently, JJ McCarthy calls himself the 9. I guess
the 9.
So you've heard that too? Aaron told me that today. I had no idea.
I just heard it. I just heard it today.
Shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
that's his alter ego.
Let him hit 9 games. Let him start 9 games first before he starts giving himself an alter ego.
I think he has 9 interceptions on the season.
The last person to do an alter ego didn't end well. Like Mr. Unlimited. Like,
oh my gosh. Yeah. I wish he would be like
Broncos country. Broncos country. Let's ride.
Let's ride. Let's ride.
I love Russell Wilson. I love him.
Oh, that was so cringe worthy.
It is cringe, but I love it.
Cringe.
I love it. All right. Let's get to week 11 picks. You guys ready?
Hey.
Oh, actually, no. We got to do the record. We got to do the records. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah,
all right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I caught myself before. All right. So last week 10 results. We'll start from the bottom, which is myself. I went 7-7 last week. I hit 500, which is all right.
7-7.
7-7. Aaron went 8-6. and motherfucking Flinttown went 11-3 after going 12-2. So the past 2 weeks, Flint is 23-5. It's too bad he doesn't gamble because then he
Dude,
might.
I would be like,
Yeah. His
Yeah.
butt would be sore for 3 days a week. I'm kidding, everyone. It's just what he likes. But
no.
no. All right. I'm just kidding. All right. So we have a new leader in the season stats with Flinttown Sportscards at number 1 at 96, 52, and 1. I am in second place at 95, 53, and 1. And Aaron is still at the bottom at 86, 62, and 1. But Flinttown has taken over the lead because he made me pick the Commanders. No, I'm just kidding.
I was going to say, I didn't make you.
Yeah, but we have a new leader. So when you see, if you haven't noticed, I've tried to put our team colors, whoever's at the leaderboard. So now the color will change when you see it on the YouTube podcast and everything. You'll see the numbers, the results with the silver and what kind of blue do they call that? I just call it light blue.
Hallelujah.
What is it?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah blue?
What's Ohio what is it?
I don't know.
Honolulu?
Honolulu blue.
Why is it Hawaii?
Honolulu.
It's Hawaii? That's just what they call it? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Honolulu
Honolulu blue,
blue.
or in
Yep,
Flint's case,
silver.
Hallelujah blue.
Or Honolulu, what he was saying after I
Whatever
told
it
him.
is Detroit Lions One Pride blue and silver. They do call it silver, right? It's not gray.
Yeah.
Silver. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
silver.
All right. So now we'll go into week 11. Now that we know Flinttown is on top of the leaderboard for season picks. So week 11, tomorrow night's Thursday night game is the New York Jets at New England Patriots. Who you got, Flint?
I got to go with New England.
Yeah.
They're balling out. Drake May's balling out. Let's keep an eye on Drake.
Okay. Aaron?
For that MVP.
Yep.
Yeah. I got New England. I don't think the Jets stand a chance. You know, they barely beat the Browns with two special team return touchdowns, one punt, one kick.
Yep.
My player to watch is Travion Henderson. He's finally getting the ball now, and we're seeing what's happening. Like 2 explosive plays. And the last touchdown, he had time to look back at the sideline and ask, should I go down or should I run it in? And he ended up running it in.
No.
Yep.
But yeah.
So I'm right there with you. I'll go with the Patriots and Travion Henderson. And the reason why I'm picking him is because I want him to keep it up, the running like he is, because when Stevenson comes back, they need to bench him and keep Henderson as a starter because he's the more explosive running back. I get it. Stevenson might be more dependable, even though he fumbles more. But I'm curious to see how that dynamic. I don't think he'll be back for the Thursday night game tomorrow, but that's something to keep an eye on if you do have Henderson moving forward, especially when the fantasy playoffs coming up here in a few weeks. Hopefully Henderson's a starter by then, but we'll see how that dynamic gets affected when Stevenson is back. All right, the first Sunday game is 9:30 a.m. Is this one in Germany, Aaron? Do you know?
No idea.
Okay, well, it's somewhere in Europe, and we'll have the Washington Commanders at Miami Dolphins. Who you got, Flint?
Is this
Madrid.
the last one?
This the last one? I think so.
It's the Madrid game.
Oh, it's Madrid, so it's in Spain. Okay.
So
I think this is the last one.
I was gonna say, I thought it was gonna be in Miami, but I guess not. I gotta go with Miami.
Okay.
Washington, I think, is in shambles, to be honest. And what's his name's out for a game, so
Jaden?
That punch St. Brown in the face. So.
Deron Payne.
Oh, the detail.
Yeah, Deron
Payne.
Yeah.
Who's a hell of a defensive tackle. Yeah.
Yeah, their best defensive tackle.
Yep.
Keep an eye out on Waddle had a big game.
He did.
So keep an eye out on Waddle.
Okay. Aaron, who do you got?
I got the Dolphins. I mean, they're hot. They're 3-7, but they just beat the Bills. So they're probably super excited about that. A-Chan had a monster
He
game.
did.
2 touchdowns, over 170 yards rushing. So I'm just going to pick Miami, and I'm going to pick A-Chan in my player. Like, he might run all over them, especially with Payne out.
Yep. All right, I'm going to pick the Dolphins, and I'll say let's keep an eye on Tua. Since you guys already took Waddle and Achane, I'll pick Tua. Let's see if Tua can keep this win streak going for Chloe's team. So we'll move on to the next game. Next game is going to be the Carolina Panthers at Atlanta Falcons. Who you got, Flint?
I got Atlanta in this. Carolina's been playing good, but I think Atlanta is a better team all around.
Mm-hmm.
They're up and down, though, so it's like kind of hard to tell. Same with Carolina, though. Like, Carolina's up and down.
Yeah.
But give me Atlanta and Bijan.
Okay. Aaron, who you got?
This is a really tough one because they're both very inconsistent teams. Carolina, like, they have like a top, I think it was like top 12 defense. But, I mean, there's some games where they gotten blown out. But there's some games where they blew out, like Atlanta. They shut them out.
Right.
I'm going to pick Atlanta. I don't think Carolina can do the sweep here, and it's in Atlanta. So, yeah, I think the Falcons are going to win it. Bijan, last time they played, he had a pretty good game, even though it was a shutout, so I'm just going to pick him again.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Carolina Panthers. I don't trust Atlanta. This one was a hard game for me to pick, but I was kind of thinking who you guys would pick, and I wanted to go opposite because I need to gain ground in the standings. So I'm gonna pick Carolina. We're gonna keep an eye on Rico Dowdle because he's still rushing the ball really well. He's a starting running back. So I'll go Carolina and Rico Dowdle. Next game up, and I will excuse myself after this while you guys are talking. I'll be right back. Is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at Buffalo Bills? Who you got, Flint?
Ooh. After Buffalo getting beat, this is kind of a hard one because Buffalo did just get their ass whooped.
They did because they're frauds.
Miami. I wouldn't go that far, but I want to say I'm going to take Buffalo and James Cook to watch and get more than 100 yards this time.
But, I mean, Tampa Bay's got one of the best front defenses. And I saw, like, the breakdown of, like, those 2 rushing touchdowns. They just didn't execute well. Like, they went after the wrong guy. It was awful. Like, they just didn't play good. But they are one of the better running defenses, so I think they can limit James Cook. And I think they are going to be able to beat Buffalo, especially because when Josh Allen, when he needs to play, hero football, when he needs to win the game for his team, he doesn't do it. He just can't. So I got Tampa Bay. My player to watch is Bucky Irving if he's back, or if he's not, then I got Emeka Egbuka.
All right, so Flint, who did you pick?
I picked the Buffalo Bills.
All right, so Flint picked Buffalo. Aaron, who did you pick?
You should already know.
Tampa. You picked Tampa.
The Bucs.
Yeah, you picked Tampa. All right, I'm in agreement with Flint. I'll pick Buffalo. I think this is going to be a very good game. I think it could be a toss-up game. I don't know what's wrong with the Bucs. I mean, Baker started off really hot this year, so I don't know what's been going on with the Bucs and why they've had a couple losses these past few weeks. Maybe just play better teams, I guess.
I also think it has a lot to do with their kind of injury.
Yeah,
like they've had a lot of injuries.
Very banged up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go Buffalo, and my player to watch will be Josh Allen. I mean, can he win a game if James Cook isn't cooking? Like I know Josh Allen can. It's just he hasn't done it this season. And, since my son says that the Bills are the most overrated team, and I kind of have to agree with him after them losing to Miami. But again, also, Tom Brady used to lose a lot in Miami because there's way too many distractions, right? Like you got the thongs,
a lot of girls,
you got the nightlife down there, you got the cocaine, and then you got the cartel there that you're trying to make business deals with, but you got all those different kinds of things going on in Miami. So Buffalo's back home with Bills Mafia. I think they'll get their mind right. James Cook, Tampa Bay's defense isn't the greatest, so I think maybe James Cook can run on them like the way Travion Henderson did last week on the Bucs. So we'll go with Josh Allen, but I'm going to say Josh Allen is the reason they win this week. because Cook won't be cooking. All right. Next game is going to be the Houston Texans. I believe CJ Stroud is back. Although it would be awesome to have Davis Mills still for Nico Collins' fantasy purposes. But Houston
Long
Texans.
neck?
Yeah, long
Long
neck.
neck.
The giraffe.
Oh, is that David? They call him Long Neck?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That's why they called him the Land Before Time, because he's like the he's like
The
the
land
drugstore.
before time.
I heard that reference earlier. And I'm like, why are they calling him? Like,
I've never heard of
Now
that.
they call him Land Before Time because you got the dinosaur, the brontosaurus. All right, Houston Texans at Tennessee Titans. Who do you got, Flint?
Tennessee is a mess. Like, they have so many needs that it's not even funny.
Yeah.
So give me Houston, and Nico Collins is my player to watch.
Okay.
I'm in agreement with Flint. Houston and Nico Collins. I don't think there is much else to be said.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Tennessee is bad, so I'll pick Houston. We'll stick with Nico Collins. Hopefully, he could have a productive afternoon with C.J. Stroud and not Land Before Time, Davis Mills, long neck.
Long neck.
Yeah. All right, next game up is probably a very important game for the NFC North standings this week. We got the Chicago Bears at Minnesota Vikings. Who do you got, Flint?
Chicago's been playing great. I got to give it to them. You've gotten some great wins the last couple weeks. How many in a row?
It's 6 out of 7.
6 out of 7.
Yep.
But I'm gonna go with Minnesota on this.
I knew you would.
That's
your Minnesota heart. That's your heart speaking right there.
Yeah.
Minnesota beat you the first time.
They did.
Minnesota's defense is very good.
Mm-hmm.
What's his name? It's drawing a blank. The defensive coordinator.
The defensive coordinator.
Brian Flores.
Yeah.
Brian Flores. Flores.
Flores.
No, Brian Flores. Hallelujah. Brian Flores is a great defensive mind. I'm surprised, to be honest, he hasn't had a head coaching job. Tennessee might want to get him for a quarter, for a head coach. Actually, then, but I don't know if he would want to go there, to be honest. But Minnesota's defense, I think, will suffocate the Bears this week. So give me Minnesota, all depending on if they manage JJ to play game manager.
Right.
So JJ is my
player to watch. There you go. Yeah. All right, Aaron, who you got?
I got the Bears. Also, fun fact, Brian Flores was a defensive coach for the Steelers a few years ago. He was the linebackers coach, and the Steelers let him go. That might be the worst decision Mike Tomlin's ever made in his career as a head coach. Because, like I said, Terrell Austin, he needs to go. And I'm mad that we let Brian Flores go, but kept Terrell Austin. Anyways, enough about that. Mr. 9, the 9, whatever you want to call him, he's not it. He had that comeback win week 1, but this is a different Bears team. This is the Bears team that shows, hey, they can come back. They can win the close games. They're not going to stall out in the second half. And I just have a lot more faith in the Bears than the Vikings. My player to watch is going to be Kyle Monangai. I don't know about DeAndre Swift is he played last week, right?
He did.
Yeah, but Monangai, he's getting more carries. He's getting not more than DeAndre Swift.
Not last week.
Swift,
more. Yeah.
Swift had more yards than Monangai last week.
Yeah. But Monangai had the touchdown, right?
He did, but Monangai did have the touchdown.
Yeah. So I'm saying they're splitting. It's becoming more of a split backfield than rather before when it was just DeAndre Swift. That's what I'm trying to say. So I think Monangai, he's on the rise.
Yeah, it is the Timo version of
Yeah,
Gibson,
team.
Gibson,
Monty.
Monty. I
And a
mean,
Monty.
that's straight up what it is. So obviously, I'm gonna pick the Bears. We beat the Minnesota Vikings in Week 1, 3/4 to 1. It's just that one quarter, JJ McCarthy decided he wanted to be an NFL quarterback and
He
brought
rised up.
He did, and he hasn't been able to do it since. But the Bears are a different team. The way the Vikings are playing right now is how the Bears were playing at the beginning of the year. The Vikings
You're
had
right.
the Vikings had, I believe, had 8 offensive penalties last game. Between like offsides or between false starts and like any other pre-snap penalties that the Bears usually always get. The Bears only had 3 penalties last week, so they've kind of cleaned that up a little bit. But the Bears got to keep playing that way. I would like to say it's going to be a blowout, but the Bears aren't there yet. The Bears aren't a good team where they're going to blow a team out. But I think the Bears will do enough to win it. I don't think JJ is the guy. That was another take. We'll get to that later. But JJ McCarthy, this is what his 6th game that he's going to be starting. So I believe he has 8 turnovers. Like, I mean, he's basically a rookie. The Bears,
he is a rookie.
Yeah, the Bears got to basically just clamp down that defense on him, even though we don't really have a defense. But the luck's still going to go our way. Like, we probably shouldn't have beat the Giants last week. Jackson Dart wanted to join Scataboo and like, hey, I want to get CTE faster, so I'm going to get my head taken, get my head taken off. And then
Literally.
he got hit in the head. I even saw a picture that they knocked his tooth out because when they hit him, when his helmet came up, that they zoomed in. I think one of his teeth fell out, like because the helmet hit him. But that wasn't the play that gave him the concussion. The play that gave him the concussion was he was running and he just got hit. And I don't think he got hit in the head. It's just the way his head hit the ground. But he did drop the ball and he fumbled, and that just turned over the momentum to the Bears and everything. And Caleb is the guy. I mean, Caleb is getting his accolades in the national media now. It's crazy to see like how much they hate him and how much they love him now. But winning solves everything, right? If you're winning, the narrative changes on the team, on the person. Now Ben Johnson is the greatest thing since sliced bread, which I agree with, which I've always agreed with. But now the national media is saying, hey, look at what he's doing with Caleb Williams. And Caleb Williams has only been sacked 14 times this season. And that last game, they pressured him the whole game. I was surprised that the Giants did not get one single sack. And he's just able, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the Pilates that he does. Maybe it's him painting his nails while he's doing his hot yoga. I don't know. He's our fall baddie, and he will continue to be Caleb and let him do his thing, because if he just keeps winning, that's all that matters. So Bears, Caleb is my player to watch. All right. The next game is the lowly Green Bay Packers at New York Giants. And I would love to see G&G have a meltdown again, like he did in our chat. And I'll get his permission first, but I will post his text message.
We won't put permission. This is literally, I love it because G&G meltdown city.
I wasn't expecting it in the chat. Yeah,
I was in bed and DadBod texts me like,
hey,
check out the chat
because he's losing his shit.
The meltdown has erupted.
Yes.
And I went back and looked, and I was laughing so hard.
I was. It was awesome.
Like, normally it's Lions fans, Bears fans.
Yeah.
Like, Minnesota, I'm sure, deals with it too. But to see a Packers meltdown,
and did
was
you see
probably the greatest thing in my lifetime.
And then Dom sent me. He didn't want to send it to because he thinks I overflood it with Bear stuff. So he'll send me things because he doesn't want to like have you guys go through it. So I guess in the Packers radio station, a fan called in talking shit about LaFleur, right? And they're like, he's
Yeah.
not like one of these good coaches. It's like, you know who has a good coach? The Chicago Bears. And then they're all losing their fucking minds. Like, holy shit,
Oh, yeah.
the Packers are in their feels right now. Like, and that's exactly what happened at G&G in that group chat was Packers fans are in their feels because now they're like, maybe Love isn't the guy. But we'll get to it. Like Green Bay at New York Giants. Who do you got, Flint?
So New York is starting Jameis Winston.
Yes.
Eating the dubs.
Getting the dubs.
The Giants have lost too many people to make me feel like if Jackson Dart was healthy, if Scadaboo was playing, I would go with the Giants.
Right.
But I can't. You know, like I gotta go with Green Bay. Like that's the smart choice, I would say, because literally they don't have Malik Neighbors, they don't have Scadaboo, they don't have Dart. Like who do they really have? Their defense is really good, but they don't have any offensive power.
Right.
I guess.
Right.
So give me Green Bay. I don't really want to pick Green Bay, but give me Green Bay.
Who's your player to watch?
And Jameis Winston.
There you go.
I want to see Jameis Winston.
Yes. All right, Aaron, who do you got?
Give me the Giants.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
Jameis Winston's going to light it up. He's going to throw 5 touchdowns, 3 to his team, 2 to the other team, and they're going to light it up with Wando, Robinson, Theo Johnson, and whoever else they have. Jalen Hyatt will, if he still is on that team, he will have a career resurgence with Jameis Winston. And I did see a video of a Packers fan. He was going off because LaFleur, like, he's not a good play caller. And the games that they've lost, their teams have, it's been, I think it was like 16 points, 10 points, and like 17
At
points.
home.
The games that they have lost. Yeah. They're losing very low scoring games.
Mm-hmm.
And their kicker, oh my goodness. They have a better kicker as a backup. Their kicker on the back, their backup kicker, 100% field goal percentage, and he has the franchise record. And he did that within like 2 games, and they're still playing McManus out there.
Yeah.
So if you saw how bad that kick was at the end of the game, oh my goodness, like it looked like Ohio State versus Georgia.
Yeah.
That's how bad that kick was. So give me the Giants. They're gonna win this game. Green Bay sucks. And yeah, that's all I gotta say. Jameis is my player to watch.
Yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna catch that W and eat it too, because I'm picking the Giants. Because fuck Green Bay, and the second I saw that Jameis Winston was the quarterback for this game, I'm like, I'm picking them.
Yeah.
Like if Russell Wilson was
so
quarterback, I'd probably go with Green Bay. But if you're an NFC North fan, yeah, Flint said it earlier. Like if the smart pick is pick Green Bay, but you know what, NFC North fans, we aren't fucking smart. We go with our heart. That's why he's a fucking Lions fan and I'm a Bears fan, right? Because we're not fucking smart.
For real.
So
For real.
I'm picking the Giants because while Green Bay is down, you got to fucking knock them out. And Jameis will do that because Jameis doesn't give a shit. Because like Aaron said, he will throw a touchdown pass to your team, but he'll also get a couple more for his team. So he's a gunslinger. I think that energy is going to be Jackson Dart type energy.
Yeah.
But it's just a more mature player. You're not going to get Jameis Winston out there running like the way Jackson Dart is, who's channeling his fucking Scadaboo to get knocked the fuck out. So Jameis, I think, is going to have like 300 yards passing, probably 4 touchdowns, and maybe 5 interceptions. I don't fucking know. But like it's going to be a crazy game because Jameis is there. And I'm just a fan of Jameis. I just want to root for him. So you're right. He has no weapons. There's nobody to throw to. Jameis Winston doesn't give a fuck.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't.
If he sees you open, he's going to throw the ball to you, even if it's Green Bay jersey.
The Steelers last year, we played Jameis in the snow, and this dude was slinging the football. It was like Cleveland, they had no wide receivers, and it's in the snow, and he's still slinging the football.
And to the point about what's his face? LaFleur. Like, he can't coach.
Yeah.
Before this season, I was like, LaFleur's like one of the greatest coaches in the NFC North. Like him and Dan Campbell and everything. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what's going on between him and Jordan Love that he's not trusting Jordan Love. He's not trusting him at all. They're not on the same page.
LaFleur's not a good play caller. Like,
but he was in
that's
the
what I've
past.
always.
He was in the past.
Yeah.
Like,
Did you see when he was like? I seen it in the beginning of the game. He was like turned around at the desk, like trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah,
like I've never seen a coach do that.
You're right, and I don't know what it is. There's something going on between him and Jordan Love, and maybe we'll find out after the season. But
yeah,
they're not clicking or something. There's no faith in Jordan Love, and get up. And I can't remember what analyst he was. He was a lineman. I can't remember which one, but he's like, oh no, it's Jeff Saturday. Jeff Saturday. He's like, Jordan Love. He's just not it. He's not the guy. And I'm glad that the national media is starting to pick up on our podcast because none of us believe Jordan Love is the guy. I don't think he's worth $55 million. And, you know, like he can get away with this stuff when he's throwing touchdown passes. He can get away with those stupid 1 or 2 interceptions in a game as long as he's getting like 3 or 4 touchdown passes. But in these low scoring games, he's not the guy. He's not at all. Like, you can't win with him, and I don't know what's going on with that team. They lost 2 games that their defense played really well, and they were at home. And it's not a good look. I mean, maybe they'll bounce back against the Giants because the Giants' defense, like their secondary, is bad, but they do have a pass rush. But this game's in New York. You got Jameis. I think that crowd is going to be hyped up for Jameis. And fucking, like, let's knock them while they're down. All right. Next game up is a huge game. We'll have Aaron go last on this one. It's the Cincinnati Bengals at Pittsburgh Steelers.
Me?
Yep.
All right. Before I pick this game, you got to put the picture of Aaron Rodgers getting face tackled, where his helmet's like smashed up against the face.
All right, I'll find that.
Oh my gosh. It looks like Whoville. That's what it looks like. He's from Hootville.
Yeah.
Like literally smashed his face.
Yeah.
I know I picked Pittsburgh to lose last week. I'm gonna pick them to win this week.
Okay.
I think Cincinnati has awful defense. They're gonna win this game.
Yep.
So, DK, watch for DK. I think he's going to have a huge game.
All right, so these 2 teams played each other a few weeks ago. Who won that game, Aaron? The Bengals did. Well, who was their quarterback?
Joe
Flacco. And that is exactly what my picks. I'm picking the Bengals and Joe Flacco. Now, Aaron Rodgers did score. He did throw 4 touchdown passes in that game, right, against Joe Flacco, right? And it was all to tight ends. DK Metcalf. Yeah, it was all to tight ends. He had 4 touchdown passes. 3 tight ends caught touchdown passes. Which one got 2?
Mm-hmm.
Which was it?
Pat Freiermuth.
Yeah, Freiermuth got 2. And then that fucking gigantic offensive lineman tight end caught 1. And then
Darnell Washington.
And then your other one, who's
Smith.
Johnny Smith, your fantasy football player. But I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals because the Steelers, I hate to say it, like, because I do like the Steelers. I think they're going to go on a bit of a losing streak here. And because this week they play Cincinnati, and Cincinnati and Joe Flacco already beat them, and Mike Tomlin's already showed that he's scared of Flacco because he was pissed that they Cleveland traded to Cincy. But Pittsburgh's also got to play the Bears next week. And they're going to feel the pressure because this is a division game. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers is going to live up to it. They're not a good football team. I always had faith in Tomlin, but I have faith in Joe Flacco more this week. He already showed that he could beat them, and I think Flacco is going to go in there and beat them again. And then Cincinnati is going to go on a little roll here. And then Thanksgiving Day, it's going to be Cincinnati versus the Baltimore Ravens. And you know who's coming back? Joe Burrow is going to be back for that game. So I think the division's going to be up between the Bengals and Ravens, and this losing streak that the Steelers are going to be on after they lose next week to the Bears. They're going to be out of it, so it's already a 2-team race, and I think Cincinnati's one of them. What you got? What?
Before Aaron makes his pick, I gotta say, Pittsburgh needs to get a quarterback. Like, they need to draft someone.
They did.
We just got Will Howard.
I know.
Will Howard, but he's not. I don't think Will Howard's going to be it either.
I don't either.
Like someone to learn behind Aaron Rodgers this season, but yeah.
Yes, and I know they drafted Kenny Pickett, and that was a whole mess. But they're getting, like, older.
Yeah.
Like, their whole team is getting older. They're not getting younger.
Yeah.
And they need to really, like, before they just completely fall apart, they need to figure out who's their quarterback going to be in the future.
Here's the thing, and I've been listening because the Bears are playing Pittsburgh next week, so a lot of Bears sports talk radio has been talking about the Steelers game because Aaron Rodgers coming back to Soldier Field. That this could be the last season Tomlin's there. So they might part ways after this season, and if they do, they might get a new GM, new coach, and a new quarterback for next season and just kind of start from scratch and rebuild.
I don't think it's Tomlin's fault, though.
I don't think it is either, but it's at the same time with Andy Reid and the Eagles, right? Like he took them to the Super Bowl, but he just couldn't win, and they just needed to part ways, and both teams did. I mean, Eagles have won a Super Bowl. So they won 2 since then. And then Andy Reid's doing his thing. You know, they just might need a new fresh face and everything. Tomlin's been there. Maybe the Steelers can trade Tomlin to the Giants and, you know, at the end of the season, get some draft capital for Tomlin before you let him go, you know, and help rebuild your team and everything. Because the Giants might be able to give a pick because Giants have their quarterback. Giants have their wide receiver. They have their running back. They have that defensive line. You know, they have a good core. Now they just need a coach. Dayball wasn't it. So maybe what you're talking about, this quarterback, maybe it might happen next season. And I don't know who the top quarterback is in college. It's that Indiana Hoosiers quarterback, I think. Yeah. I don't know even know his name. But apparently he's good, and there's a couple other ones. I mean, and I don't know if those guys are going to be it, but maybe you start fresh next year, you know, if they move on from Tomlin and everything. All right, Aaron, who do you got in this game?
I want to add on to that. Tomlin's not a bad coach, but
he's a great coach.
What has happened the last decade or so, what we're seeing is we're running the same defense. The coordinators that he's going out and trying to get, you know, Matt Canada, Terrell Austin, they're not good. And Arthur Smith, he's okay. I don't really like Arthur Smith, but it's last year our offense wasn't terrible. I wouldn't say it was terrible. And this year our offense isn't terrible. You know, Aaron Rodgers is the best quarterback we've had since Big Ben. So, I mean, I don't hate Arthur Smith, but I just don't like Tomlin because he's a defensive head coach and our defense, you know, especially the secondary, like it's fallen off the last few years, and I don't like that.
Well, I'm going to cut you off there because yes, he is a defensive head coach, but he's the head coach. He lets his coordinators do their job. So it's Tomlin's not calling the defensive plays. Like what you're seeing in Detroit, Campbell took over offensive coordinator. What you're going to see for the Commanders, what is their coach's name? The Commanders,
Quinn.
Dan Quinn's taken over defensive play calls now. Like Tomlin doesn't do that. He lets his coordinators do the job. So he's a great head coach. It's just it might be time just to move on from him.
Yeah, I think
because
it's
him and the GM, you know, they're making
don't
picks.
See eye to eye.
But I mean, they might see eye to eye because they're letting Tomlin pick the coordinators, and the GM's got to swear off on it and everything, and vice versa. But it's just like every year they're going to make the playoffs, but you don't feel like they're going to win a Super Bowl, you know.
No,
and then
you haven't won a playoff.
And then you're like in the middle of the pack. You're in the middle of the pack. You'll get middle of the pack draft picks, and it's hard to build your team, you know, when you're constantly like in the 20s and everything. And like it's supposed to be a sign like, hey, your team's already good enough, but you don't feel that from the Steelers. You don't feel like in the beginning of the season, I don't think anybody picked the Steelers to win the division. It was either going to be Baltimore or Joe Burrow and the Bengals, right? And Cincinnati or the Steelers have to get back to that point where it's like you kind of fear them. They just might need a new fresh start. And like again, Tomlin I think is a great coach, but it might be time. A great example is the Andy Reid thing. Like Andy Reid just had to go, and then he moved on to greater things, and so did the Eagles.
I think this is a different Steelers team than what we saw against Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jalen Ramsey got moved to safety. We caught Juan Thornhill. Our corners, Brandon Echols has been playing fine. Darius Slay, he's a concussion protocol. I pray he doesn't play because he sucks. Jalen Ramsey is, like I said, Jalen Ramsey is safety. Joey Porter, he's good. He can do his job. And the next few weeks, we're going to get Asante Samuel, playing. So, and also Kyle Duggar, who we traded for at the trade deadline, that safety, he didn't play so bad, last game. And this team can go out and they can beat anyone. We've beat the top two teams in the league, the Patriots and the Colts, like record-wise, are the top two teams. We beat them both, and we caused 5 turnovers to the Patriots, 6 to the Colts. So it's really just, can we be that team that, we can be? I'm going to have faith in the Steelers. I don't think they're going to get swept by the Bengals. That'd be really bad, and this is a must-win game because if Baltimore, they play Cleveland, they're going to win that game, and if they do and the Steelers lose, Baltimore's going to be ahead in the division because they have a better divisional record, so they're going to be ahead.
You guys still play them twice later on?
Yeah, we still play them twice. Yeah, but they have the tiebreaker as of right now over us. So, we really need to win this game. So I'll say that my player to watch is going to be Jamar Chase though, because Joe Flacco's just going to throw the ball to him 20 times.
Yeah. So you picked the Steelers, right?
I picked the Steelers.
Good job. Man, you both are going to be wrong again, but that's right.
Probably.
Probably.
You guys,
sure?
When you
Are
guys,
you sure?
Yes, when you guys combine to go against Joe Flacco, it never goes in your favor. So
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. This game is a toss-up. Cincinnati's coming off the bye, so I think Flacco, he needed that rest after. What you got?
But also, it's not a primetime game. Like I said, I think I said it last week. Like the Steelers, they're so old that they can't be playing past their bedtime.
Right.
This is a 1 o'clock.
It's a 1 o'clock game. They'll be awake.
They'll be awake
before they get their ice cream for the afternoon. Like, yep. All right. Next game up, we got the Los Angeles Chargers at Jacksonville Jaguars. Who you got, Flint?
This is going to be a good game, I think, because Jacksonville's playing good. Chargers are playing good. I got to go with Chargers.
Yep.
And Ladd McConkey, he's tearing it up.
Yep. What about you, Aaron?
Same thing as Flint. Chargers and Ladd McConkey. Jaguars, they're beginning of the year they were really good, but now they're kind of just and they lost Travis Hunter. Mm-hmm. So
yeah,
I'm going with Chargers.
And Houston just came back on them.
Yeah, Houston did.
Long neck, Land Before Time came back on them. So, all right, I'm gonna pick the Chargers, and we'll go with Justin Herbert. Let's see if he continued this pass heavy offense while they're waiting for the run for Omarion Hampton to come back. Let's see if Herbert can lead the Chargers because the Chargers are 8-2, right? Yeah, that's.
I think they're 7-3.
7-3, 8-2, one of them. But they're having a good season. I think it'll continue. Jacksonville, I don't know. Jacksonville is good, but you don't know what Jacksonville team is going to show up and everything. All right. Yeah. The game of the week probably is going to be this game, or at least one of the game of the weeks, is the Seattle Seahawks at LA Rams. Who do you got, Flint?
What I said in the beginning of the show, I said I'm going to retract my statement. I do think the LA Rams are going to win this game.
Okay.
Stafford, Puka, they're lighting it up. Puka's still, top wide receiver right now?
He's up there. The couple games.
It's either him or JSN. So
JSN has the most receiving yards. Guess who has the most touchdown receptions? It's on this team. It's just
Tay. It's Tay.
yeah, it's Devontae Adams. It's not Puka. It's Devontae
Oh,
Adams.
really?
He leads the league in touchdown passes.
Because he had like 2-3 touchdown games. He has 9 touchdowns.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Wow. So give me the Rams and Puka. I really do. I think this is going to be a good game either way, and
Yep.
it could go flip. It could flop either way.
Yep.
To be honest.
What about you, Aaron?
I got the Rams. I like the Rams a lot more than I like the Seahawks. Like this entire year, I've liked the Rams and what they've done. My player to watch is Devontae Adams, like you said, like he's leading the league in receiving touchdowns. I have him on fantasy. He was questionable. They say he's questionable, but I think he's going to play.
Yeah.
And I mean, he's just a great player, even if he's the number 2.
Yeah, he's just older. They'll rest him like on these practice days. I mean, he's old enough where he'll know what to do during game day and everything. Yeah. And he's playing well with Stafford. Stafford is playing lights out right now.
He is.
There's everything is leaning towards the Rams in this game. Stafford is having an amazing season. I believe he leads the league in touchdown passes, I believe. Yeah, you got Devontae Adams leading the league in touchdown receptions. You got Kyron Williams, who's doing really well. You got Puka, who's there. I mean, there's just so many people on offense. Their defense is pretty good, but I'm going to go with Seattle because JSN is the best wide receiver in football right now. He's got over 1,000 yards receiving, and he's getting a shit ton of targets from Sam Darnold. And they traded for that Shaheed guy, and he'll be their number 2. Darnold is someone that you can rattle. You get pressure on him, he can get rattled. But Stafford's the same way. You can rattle Stafford. I think both these teams are evenly matched. I'm just going to go with I think the Seahawks have a better defense, and I think JSN is the best wide receiver on the field this day. And that says a lot because you got Puka and Devontae Adams there. So I think it'll be a close game. It's a division game. I'll say Seattle's gonna pull it out. Man, this week we have a couple. Flint, you're either going to go in a huge lead or I'm going to come back and take over the season. There's a couple games here where we're opposite. I could fall behind.
It's
any given Sunday.
There.
Yeah, it is. It's any given Sunday too. All right, next game. We'll probably all agree on this next 2 games that's coming up. So San Francisco 49ers at Arizona Cardinals.
Bang bang Niner gang.
Yep.
Yeah.
Player to watch?
McCaffrey.
Okay. Aaron?
Same thing. I already got it written down. San Francisco and CMC.
Yep, so I'll go San Francisco. Here is a fun stat, though. Jacoby Brissett, the last 4 games, he's the only quarterback, or I think even player, in ESPN standard scoring that has scored 13 or more points in the past 4 weeks is Jacoby Brissett. And that could mean because Arizona's defense isn't playing well and he's just having a pass, and that's why he has so many fantasy scoring points. But I think San Francisco is going to win. Brock Purdy or Mac Jones, whoever quarterback is, it's going to be CMC heavy again. Give me San Francisco, and I'll go with you guys, CMC. Next game, Baltimore Ravens at Cleveland Browns. Who you got?
Give me Baltimore.
Yep.
And Lamar.
Okay.
Yep. Give me the real MVP and Baltimore Ravens.
All right. Just to save time, I'll go Baltimore and Lamar as well. I think we're all in agreement there. All right, next game. So there's 3 games of the week this week. The first one we hit up on Seattle and LA Rams. This one is another one. Kansas City Chiefs at Denver Broncos because Denver's 8-2. Yep. Mm-hmm. Very important game for the Chiefs. Yep.
Divisional too.
Yep.
This is a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go with Denver though.
Wow. Okay.
I gotta go with Denver and Bo Nix.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They played bad last Thursday night, right? It was Thursday night.
Yep.
They played bad last week, but it could have just been one bad game. They're 8-2.
It's in Denver. Bo Nix. I know it's kind of a toss-up.
It is. It's a must-win. It's a must-win for both teams.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, Kansas City is good when you push them to the pressure.
Yeah, Kansas City's 5-4, I mean, if Kansas City loses this game, they might not make the playoffs. Like, it's a hard path because if they lose this game, Denver's going to be 9-2. You still got the Chargers ahead of them, and the Chargers beat Kansas City, and now you have like another loss in the division with Denver.
Yep.
Okay. Aaron, who do you got?
I got KC.
Okay.
And my player to watch is Rashee Rice. I mean,
yeah,
he's just a great wide
So
receiver.
I'll pick KC, and I'll say Rashee Rice as well. But Kansas City, they have to win this game. Denver has to win this game because they have to show that they're the dominant team in that division, and you got to knock out the division champs. And they got to knock out the big dog because then they'll have a 3-game lead plus the tiebreaker against Kansas City if they could beat them this game. But because Kansas City's backs are against the wall, I think they're going to come out and show like, hey, we're still here. Because we all doubted them in the beginning of the season when they started off bad, and then they came back, and then they lost last week. They lost the previous week to the Bills. And, now Kansas City's 5-4. Kansas City doesn't have a lot of room because Denver and the Chargers are playing pretty well and having that winning record. So if Kansas City wants to make the playoffs, they have to win this game, or it's going to be a hard path for them to make it. What's up, Aaron?
So, the Broncos, the only reason they're as good as they are is because of their defense.
Yeah.
Bo Nix and their offense, no. They have punted. I think they're top 5. They might be the number 1 team that's punted the most in the NFL. And also the stat right here, on throws over 10 yards, Bo Nix has an off-target rate of 39%, which is 32nd among QBs.
Oh, wow. That's
When Bo Nix is in a clean pocket, he's still off target 37% of the time, which is also 32nd.
Yeah.
He is not a good quarterback.
I'm not going to go that far because he's a second-year quarterback.
Yeah.
And, he's a second-year quarterback, and all those stats are true, but they're 8-2. So,
their defense.
I know it's their defense, but we're talking about the whole team thing. While he's struggling, they're finding ways to win and everything. And even he's responsible for some of their wins because when they came back against Giants, he scored 4 fourth-quarter touchdowns. So there are flash there. He played well last year. I'll still put him third out of the quarterbacks drafted last year because Drake May is obviously number 1. Then I think you can put Caleb at number 2. Then you got Bo Nix third. Now in previous weeks I said Bo Nix was 2, but he hasn't been playing well this year. He's kind of going through that sophomore slump. But how awesome would it be to have a sophomore slump and you're 8-2? I think any fan would be okay with that. All right, he's learning, and you're 8-2. So but that is a must-win game for both teams. I'd say even more so for Kansas City. And I'm going to put my faith in Mahomes and Kelsey and Andy Reid. All right, next game up is another game of the week. And in Flint's case, is probably the game of the week because it's super important for his team to win this game. And we'll have him go last. So we got the Detroit Lions at Philadelphia Eagles. Aaron, who do you got?
Give me the team with the best wide receiver core, one of the best running backs, a good quarterback, and a team with no thugs, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, wait. Philadelphia doesn't have thugs?
Eagles. Oh, well, other than what? Jalen Carter. Yeah, other than Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
What about their fans? What about their fans?
I mean, their fans are thugs.
That's
their fans are thugs.
They are, but so are Detroit fans because I saw a game on TikTok a couple years ago that there was a dead body outside Detroit Stadium. And they didn't even cover it, and you got all these fans with their kids.
We just walked
we're just looking
We gotta say it's Detroit. They're probably used to you look at the cities, Detroit and Philly.
But I mean, both the fan bases are pretty similar. Detroit fans, you don't hear as bad as Philly fans, right? You don't hear.
What is on your phone, Flint? What is going on?
His agent is calling. Yeah. All right, Aaron, you got Philly. Aaron, you got Philly.
I got Philly. And AJ Brown or Devonta Smith. AJ Brown, he hasn't been producing as much lately, so that's why.
Did you hear what he said lately?
I heard it on the stream.
Yeah.
If you got me in fantasy, drop me. That's what he's.
That's literally what he said.
Yep.
There's some riff going on in there.
There is. He was hoping to get traded, and they didn't trade him.
Yeah. I know.
All right, I'm gonna go with Philly because they're the Super Bowl champs. They just beat the Green Bay Packers, which is like, Flint calls them the number one fraudulent team, which I understand. But there's a thing going on social media where it's the Eagles FC, which is football club,
and the Bears
FC,
and the Bears FC,
and because the Bears have been beating every other team in the NFC East, we have asked the Eagles to beat every other team in the NFC North, and that's what they've been doing, and that's what we've been doing. So eventually, we're going to be playing the Eagles too, but the Bears will beat the Eagles.
They call that game a friendly fade.
Yeah.
They said it's just a friendly fade,
Yep.
and then you just go back.
So we need Philly to beat Detroit because the Bears are going to handle their business, and then that way we're number one in the division.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're going to have the Bears on top of the Lions. Not only are we going to be humping the Lions on the sidelines like J-Mo, but we're going to take the North and never give it back. So I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles because to me the Lions are still the most overrated team. I can't wait because Dan Campbell is calling plays now, and we know Philly has a defense. They have a very good defense, and I think they'll be able to shut down this Lions team. So my player to watch is going to be the Phillies defense to see if they can handle J-Mo, Amon-Ra, and all those other thugs on that blue side of the ball. Montgomery, because Monty's been running the ball really well too.
Yeah.
But Campbell's play style is like get the ball to J-Mo and get the ball to Jahmyr Gibbs, and it worked out well for them against a team like the Commanders last week. But I don't think it'll work out well in Philly. All right, Flint, who do you got?
All right, so let me just go over a few little stats. Stat boy. Last week, Jared Goff, 25 for 33, 320 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. In credit, that is your offensive line showing up and playing out of this world. They fixed that issue. Now, if you want to take that to this game, if they can do that, that'll be good. Jahmyr Gibbs, 15 carries, 146 yards, 2 touchdowns. J-Mo, 6 recoveries, 119 receiving yards. Sorry.
Receptions.
Sorry, whatever. 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Monty, 15 for 71 yards. That's like 200 and some yards rushing the ball with just on the ground.
Commanders.
Hey, against Commanders, I get it.
You only play who's on your schedule. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
St. Brown, 5 recoveries, 58 yards, 1 touchdown.
Receptions.
Yeah, I know. Receptions, whatever. So, with that, Dan Campbell took over the play calling. Guess what time it is, boys?
What does it say?
Wake up.
It's the biting captain time. It's the cat biting time, baby.
That's what was going on. Okay.
That's who I got going.
Is that what wakes
Give
you up
me
in the morning?
Lions.
Is that your alarm
That's
clock
who
in the
I
morning?
see.
Yeah.
I see Dan Campbell in the morning.
You know what my alarm clock used to be? The
What?
Whip and Nene song. And for all of high school, that was my alarm clock. And anytime I heard it outside of waking up, it just made me so mad. So I had to switch it.
Give me
No,
Detroit, though. I think this is a prove-it game. We might see them in the playoffs. And I'm not saying even if we lose this game, because it is a possibility.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning of the year, I did have this as a loss.
Mm-hmm.
So I knew we weren't going to go, 17-0. I knew there was going to be losses in this year. So this possibly could be a loss. But I want to see this team fight.
Yeah.
And even if this is a loss, I want it to be a competitive game.
Yeah. Yeah, and like those are all great stats. Hopefully they'll get half of that against Philly's defense. Now, I mean, Philly. I mean, it's fair to say that Philly's defense is one of the best in the league.
Yeah, it is.
Because you can stick Cooper DeJean on Amon-Ra, or you could put how do you say his name? Quinyon Mitchell. You can put him on Amon-Ra. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to lock them down, but it can slow them down a little bit.
Who's going to cover JMO?
Well, either one of them.
Either or. Yeah.
It'll probably be Mitchell. They'll probably put Mitchell on him.
There's going to have to be two people covering JMO.
No. If I was a defensive coordinator, I would put two people on Amon-Ra. I would let Laporta beat me and let JMO do his thing.
Laporta then eat.
Well, I mean, yeah, but like, I think you would be. You're gonna have to give something up to somebody. So you're not gonna have Amon-Ra and JMO having great games. You can against a team like the Commanders or the Bengals and shit like that. But like when you're playing like these more competitive teams, like it's gonna be one or the other. And as a defense, I would rather JMO beat me because he'll get the long plays, and I want to keep the cap on Amon-Ra because Amon-Ra is your possession receiver. He's the one who moves the chains. JMO is a home run hitter. Let him hit one or two home runs in the game, and then you're fine as long as you keep that offense off the field by controlling Amon-Ra. Now, and then that's not we haven't even gotten to the running backs yet because if Gibbs and Monty are running the ball, they're gonna be able to control the game. But another thing, like what's hurting Philadelphia is they can't run the ball like the way they did last year, and they're only like I think Saquon's only averaging like 60 yards rushing a game, which sounds awful, but they're still 8-2. They're finding ways to win. They have so much dysfunction with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts right now because Jalen Hurts is not aggressive. He's just taking the layups, which is fine. But at some point, you have to have that killer instinct. We all know Detroit has that killer instinct, right? We know that Goff has it because they feed off their coaches. They feed off of Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell has that killer instinct, and you expect that from the Lions. So in this game, if you see Philadelphia having that killer instinct, like this game is going to be won by the Eagles. But if the Eagles continue to play that safe, passive aggressive football, like the Lions are going to eat them up. Like the Lions are going to destroy the Eagles by 2 or 3 touchdowns if that's the case. I'm just going to put my faith because I'm a Bears fan and I want the Eagles to win. So because I want the Bears to be in first place. Because if the playoffs started today, the number 3 seed in the first round of the playoffs would be the Lions, and they would be playing the number 6 seed, which would be the Bears if the playoffs started today, which would be crazy. But I want it to flip. I want it to flip-flop. If the Bears win this week and the Lions lose, and if the Packers lose, then it's going to be flip-flop. The Bears are going to be 3rd, and the Lions are going to be 6th. But think there's a lot of football to be played left.
Yeah, and I do think it's going to be a good game.
Yeah, I think so too. And that's why it's a Sunday night game too. So Sunday night football in Philly, I think they're going to be hyped up. Like I don't know. This game's a toss up. Like I said, the only reason I'm picking Philly is because I need them to win for the Bears to be in first place. If I'm putting money on this game, I would put on Detroit because Detroit has that killer instinct. Philly does not have that this year for whatever reason. And I don't know. Maybe it's because they already got a Super Bowl win and they're not as hungry as they were last year because they have it. They're champions, and that's a thing too. Yeah. So but this is probably going to be the game of the week. I like Kansas City. I think that game, Kansas City and Denver, is more important for standings wise. Detroit and Philly is probably going to be the best game. And then what's the other game? Seattle and Rams. I mean that actually I'm going to go Seattle and the Rams probably more important because they're playing for the division on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The last game of the week is Monday Night Football, and it's gonna probably be a snoozer. It could be a shootout because both defenses suck. We got the Dallas Cowboys at Las Vegas Raiders. Who you got, Flint?
I got Dallas.
Okay.
I gotta pick Dallas. Las Vegas. I mean, they ain't doing anything really.
Right.
CD is my person to watch.
Yeah, I'm also gonna go Dallas. No one's scared of the Raiders. They suck. They're bad. But I would pick Genty here, but Overshawn's coming back. He's gonna help out that run defense. And I think someone else is coming back for the Cowboys defense. I can't remember who, but I think it's Overshawn and then someone else. So they're getting defensive pieces back, which is good for them.
Yeah.
My player to watch is going to be Javonte Williams. He's just been a top producing running back this year, so he's just going to do it again against the bad Las Vegas defense.
Yep, I'm gonna pick the Dallas Cowboys, and George Pickens is the player to watch because he's leading the league in something. I can't remember what it is.
He's top 3 in yards.
He's top 3 in yards. Maybe that's the stat that I saw. So I was surprised because I didn't realize Pickens was having such a great season, and now they got CD Lamb back. But oh Jesus! See, this is why mental health is so important, especially if you're a Steelers fan.
he just left.
He's getting his Pickens jersey. That's probably what he's getting.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that what you're doing, Aaron? You getting your Pickens jersey?
Yeah,
I can hear him opening his closet. Yeah, I can hear him open his closet. That's my son coming out of the closet with his Pickens jersey.
Gosh, don't even say that like that.
There you go, Pickens. Yep. But he's gonna be free agent after this year. And I heard that if the Cowboys franchise tag him, that's $29 million that they're gonna have to pay him for the season.
Crap.
But I mean, is he worth that? I don't know. I don't think he is. He brings too much back, but he's having a great season, and you're not really you're not really hearing anything about him this year. And he's having a great season. All right, that's it for the Week 11 picks. We hit an hour and 40 minutes. And again, like mental health, call 988 if you're struggling with anything, or reach out to somebody. That's the theme of this week. And yesterday was Veterans Day, and also for the veterans, if you're going through stuff, call 988 and then press 1 after. You guys got anything else? Nope. All right, everybody, thank you for listening, and we will see you next week. Peace out. Thank you for listening to the DadBod Sports Card Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends. It means a lot to us and helps us keep building our community. See you next week.